What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture, by the voice of the culture. I'm your host, Quis, and I'm here as always with my brother Nell. We're back on the pod today. We got another episode for you guys, man. Episode 67, season 3. Nell, we rolling. But, my brother, how you feeling today, man? It's good to see you. Happy Tuesday.
It's good to be seen. Good to be here. Got a lot to talk about today. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a great show.
Always. We're going to jump right into it, man. We got to talk about week 11 of the NFL. Fun time, right? We have some interesting games. We're getting real close. We're getting real close to the end of the season. Getting close to those wild card races, getting real interesting. We got a lot of teams out here right now that's fighting for the playoff spots, man. So we're going to go ahead right now and we're going to do our one word to start, man. You ready for this week's one words?
I
Or
hope
one
so.
phrase.
I've been
whatever
trying to
it
work.
is.
I've been trying to work. Oh, you giving me a phrase now? Now that's different.
Not even phrase.
I'll
No,
take
not phrase.
phrase.
I was just saying like
Because I ain't gonna lie, words been exposing how bad my vocabulary is.
nah, man. We're gonna keep it at one word. I'm not gonna say phrase, but
All right. I'm gonna try to get the people some good words today.
All right, yeah. I know you've been working. All right, here we go. Anthony Richardson.
I don't even know.
See?
One word is hard, yo.
But you tell me. Just give me a phrase.
I don't know, yo. Be careful what you wish for.
Hey, Anthony Richardson needs to walk into that front office.
They wrote him off and he ain't right back.
Walked him down, over 300 yards, game winning drive.
His best passing performance ever.
Hey, they said he was
after
done.
all the criticism about him not being able to throw. So
it's
huge
interesting.
performance for him. And just like that, I think they're a game and a half, 2 games back. I think they're just one game in the win column behind
imagine if they weren't trying to win now.
Behind the Broncos, yeah.
If they weren't trying to win now, they might
right there in the wild card
be up
race.
A game. Yeah. Sorry, babe. Big game for Anthony Richardson.
Trust the kid.
Hey, exactly. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. The Jets.
Trash.
Only because I didn't even want to do the Jets today.
Dumpster.
But then they fired the man.
Hilarious.
General manager gone. Head coach gone.
I got plenty of words for them. Bamboozle.
There you go. Rattle it off.
Hilarious.
For the
dumpster. Garbage. And that's just so many. It's just bad. It's just bad there.
Yeah. You know,
everybody's getting fired.
We just had to talk about Anthony Richardson. You beat him. Mm-hmm. They got a clean house. I think they said something. The players are just done with the season. I saw that report today. They just ready for it to be over. The Rodgers talks is on. I mean, I think if you clean in house, general manager, head coach, to come back with the quarterback, especially aging, that's just set. Like I wouldn't want to take that job. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to take that.
It's done. Yeah, gotta go in a new direction.
So, the rental. What does Devontae Adams have to stay?
Nah, isn't he a free agent after this year? I thought he was a free agent after this year.
Oh, hey,
I could be wrong, but
I mean, I hope so. That would help. That would help them, to get off of that.
I forgot. I don't know when he signed with the. I mean, I guess it wasn't that long ago.
I didn't know if he had a year left.
Maybe.
We'll see, babe. They got a clean house.
Nah, he signed through for the next 2 years.
Okay, so okay. There we go then. That's an interesting choice. Now you keep him. Well, I guess at least if that's the case.
I think there is like a potential out for next season, but not too sure. I'm sure I read that somewhere, but I don't know.
Hey, point being, they in trouble. They in trouble. All right, Doug Pederson
gone.
Like the way
Yeah,
just out of there.
just out there. I mean, it's
What do you do with
bad.
Trevor?
I give him another. I give him at least to the end of this contract.
Okay.
Try to figure it out.
But Doug P's out of there.
Yeah, he's done.
I think I saw something today. They said Bill, he eyeing that one.
I
Keeping
did
up
see
with
something
it.
about that too.
Bill really
That'd be
about to swindle
interesting.
his way back into the league. It's gonna be funny. Do you think?
He's just
Like,
waiting.
you think he's gonna be like I feel like it's gonna be like a Gruden type of thing. He comes back and it's not all what you thought.
I
You know?
I could see it being a Sean Payton kind of thing.
You do?
Might be rough the first year, but once he like kind of gets his guys and gets a roster the way that he prefers it to be.
Those Patriots years were not great.
I mean, look who was
After
that quarterback.
the post time.
I mean, how do you follow up the greatest quarterback ever?
I mean, yeah, but wasn't he in like player personnel decisions and everything?
I feel it.
I mean,
just don't let him pick the quarterback. I guess the defenses were always good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fine. I'm just wondering what you thought.
Like,
I don't like Sean Payton though. Can't believe we're talking about him.
He gets a good offensive coordinator, and a possible franchise level quarterback like Trevor Lawrence might be able to make something shape. Ain't saying you're gonna have New England success. Sean Payton necessarily isn't having Drew Brees and New Orleans success, but doing pretty good with a rookie quarterback. So
where would you see Doug P next year? If he gets fired, do you think he gets another head coaching job somewhere else? You
head
think
coach,
he's off for a year?
Maybe
he got a Super Bowl. That's what got him this job.
Yeah, so can't really hang your hat on that for the next one. Maybe a coordinator position, or like you said, maybe he takes the year off. I don't know.
All right. We'll see, man. We'll see. Next one I got for you. Atlanta Falcons.
Yikes.
Say it with me.
Yikes. That's what I got.
It's happening. I'm about to start watching the football again. I'm off the bye week. I'm stress free. I'm feeling good about my team. Falcons lose.
What was the score of that game? 38-6.
Something to 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's stuck. I love it.
The South is starting to look like the South that I expected. Y'all had me in the first half of the season. Second half is starting to look.
We going 7-0 to finish.
Yeah.
You picked us to win.
The division?
You did.
Yeah, I was about to say I picked the Falcons.
You should have. You should have picked us.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Didn't the Falcons beat y'all twice?
It's neither here nor there.
Oh, okay. So they got the tiebreaker.
They have a tougher schedule than us.
Mike Evans back?
Yep.
Good.
My boy said he could have. He said he could have pushed it, but he was like he was gonna wait. We good.
It's good.
It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful, man. We're gonna make it to a Super Bowl.
All right, let's relax.
All right. Last one for you. Chargers.
Surprising. And it's really not necessarily offensively that's so surprising. Well, they are just coming off a loss, but no, they won that game.
They won.
But yeah, defensively they've been extremely good this year. That was the first time they gave up more than 20 points in a game. So
they got that Michigan man over there.
Yeah, he's coming in, changing the culture, like he always does. So they've been impressive. I wasn't too sure about the weapons they got offensively coming into the season. Would they be able to score enough to win games? But when you're only giving up 14 points a game, it's going to help you win. So Herbert's not having necessarily the type of success stat-wise that we've been accustomed to him, his first couple years in the league. But he's playing efficient. They're running the football, and it's leading to more wins. So been impressive.
Hey, man.
Might have found the formula.
I'm surprised, man. J.K. Dobbins, comeback player of the year.
Big time run.
Gotta be.
Over Sam Darnold? Yeah,
Tough.
it's tough.
I mean, JK's overcome a lot. Like, he actually had to come back. Sam was lost. He just was lost.
That's a comeback in it.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Two
itself.
compelling stories here. I mean, hey, Chargers 7-3. Don't look now. They got to put in Bucks though, so don't worry about that. But it's time for the power ranking. Let's get into the power rankings now. Before we move any further, I need to know. I know it changed around a little bit. It had to. Some things
Did it?
happened this week.
You think so?
It should have. I don't know. Very curious.
Guess we'll see.
Curious. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, number one hasn't changed. We're gonna go with them Detroit Lions. They just continue to put belt to ass to every team that they come across every Sunday. So,
Now they're saying it's because they're not playing nobody good. That's what they're saying.
that's what as most teams would like to say when their team is doing well, you can only play who's in front of you.
Yeah, and they're annihilating them. You know, not these other people saying their teams are number one and
I think they actually have
7.
I think they have like a couple like wins against top teams in the league.
I mean, yeah.
Like they've beaten a couple teams with winning records.
It's like they're highlighting the Jared Goff 5 INTs and stuff. It's like he didn't even do that all season. Like at one point in time, he had more touchdowns than incompletions
like
or whatever.
Two or three of those were kind of like fluke passes that got tipped in the air. It was a rough game. It happens.
How you hit on the Detroit Lions?
You always hate the winners. You hate who's on top.
You're right.
Number two, I'm going to go with those Bills. Yes, sir, I did. Someone on here did predict the Bills to get a dub this weekend, and that's what they did. Super Josh came out, a big-time touchdown run to pretty much seal the game. So right now, they got to be my number two. They're running the football, playing good defense. Josh Allen's, looking outside of the turnovers. Last couple games been a little scary, but he's been finishing off games well. At 3, I'm still rolling with the Chiefs. One loss. Mere bag of shells. We know the AFC still runs through Arrowhead, so it's probably a good loss for them to have now. Get it out the way and kind of learn from this because offensively it's been a struggle. Particularly that offensive line hasn't been good all year. They've been able to get away with it with the defense playing so well, but finally ran up against an offense that could match them, and just couldn't keep up. At number 4,
let's hear this. Oh wait, that was 4.
The Chiefs was 3.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
so number 4, I'm gonna go with that black and yellow or black and gold, whatever. I'm gonna go with those Steelers.
Oh, okay.
This might come as a shock to some people.
Okay.
But as Stephen A likes to say, the list is fluid. So this could change. This could change. But for right now,
he's drinking the Kool-Aid.
For right now, 8-2. Can't deny how they've been playing. They shut down a guy that we were calling the MVP just last week. Leading the division at 8-2, in play for the number 1 seed. They do play the Chiefs, I believe Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, one of those days. So they're right there. They're playing great football on both ends. Their passing attack obviously has been much improved since Russell Wilson took over. So they've been running the football a little bit better.
Wow.
So I'll put them. Wow. I'll give them. I give respect where respect is due. So
wow, that
I
is
give them
astonishing.
the number 4 spot. This is crazy. I don't feel like I've really talked bad about the Steelers.
Well, let the Steelers
they somehow took an L to the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know how you let that happen, but I gotta look at you sideways if you took an L to the Dallas Cowboys this season. I'm sorry, I just did. Anyway, number 5, Eagles still doing their thing, so I'll keep them at 5. Saquon, it's been dominating, man. Might be offensive player of the year. So, fly Eagles, fly.
I won't be saying. I like your list. It's a good list.
Thank you.
Ours was similar, I would say. Similar. Lions won. Like I said, don't pay the player, hit the game. People mad. Playing who's in front. Two, I got your Bills, man. I'm rocking with them.
Okay, I like that.
I thought I was gonna shock you, man, but then you put them second, so it's like, nah, I'm just kind of biting off you.
Come on, man.
Just great mind. I see it. I see it now. I have seen it. And
I've been waiting on this.
I like him. So I'm on this ride.
The white Jameis Winston does it again.
Again, he's Jameis if Jameis was white with better vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Now it's just with better vision.
In white.
Carry on.
Player. All right. Third, I'm going with the Chiefs. Like you said, one loss. I mean, they haven't looked great in their wins, but they've been finding ways to win. And that, to me, still holds true. And I feel like, game on the line, you need one, Pat usually going to come through. So I'm keeping them at it. I got Eagles 4, and then I got the Steelers at 5. I had the Eagles 3 last week. I don't think they go down. Steelers with a big win over Baltimore. It was a big win. They were impressive. We saw the Baltimore offense have a bad day. And then part of that was because of the Steelers defense. Part of that was because, I don't know. But the Steelers deserve credit, and they're a really good team. I like them. I think they have a real opportunity. A real opportunity. It's time for me to pull out the baby pictures of the Steelers jersey.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
You got about 3 different teams.
I'm ready for whatever. Okay. But, man, speaking of those Ravens and those Steelers, that game, like we said, big game, but it showed us some things about those Ravens. Are we concerned now about the Ravens now? We were just high on them. We talked about that defense. We talked about, the Baltimore offense when they passed the ball. Lamar had been looking sharp, but we thought, they were going to add an element with Deontay Johnson, me especially. He hasn't really done anything. Coming off this loss, now they're not in control. How are we feeling about the Ravens? Are we a little concerned?
Yeah, I'm a bit more than just a little concerned about the Ravens.
Okay.
Albeit a solid defensive performance against the Steelers, holding them to 6 field goals. But they've been bottom 10 in terms of yards given up. Dead last against the pass, second most passing TDs allowed, bottom 5 on third downs. Special teams is now being an issue with one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history.
Justin Tucker
missing 2 kicks and a 2-point loss. That's alarming. And in all 4 of their games that they've lost this year, they've all been 1 possession, and he's missed at least 1 field goal in all of those games. So, stuff like that comes back to bite you come January in the postseason. They're also the most penalized team in the league. That's not something we're used to seeing out of, the Ravens. So just a lot of issues that I don't know if just being a great offense can overcome come postseason time. Can't miss out on points. Can't be, giving up as many passing yards as they give up. So I'm a bit concerned for them because these just aren't things that you can fix at this late into the season. So this is kind of who the Ravens are. They're, a mediocre defensive team that's very undisciplined. So, Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson can only take them so far, especially when you got to go against, the top of the top. And, God forbid they got to see the Steelers again in the postseason who, the last couple of years seem to have Lamar's number.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say slightly concerned. All the things you point out are very obvious. The defense, like we said, it's not ideal. Fortunately for them they were fortunate to only give up 6 field goals in that Steelers game. Steelers got a little cute in the red zone a couple times, a little sloppy as well. They're fortunate. But I'm only say slightly just because I still feel like, all things considered, you like you said, they're 2 Justin Tucker field goals away from. Now I'm gonna just say I'm gonna give him an opportunity, throw him an olive branch, even though he has been struggling all year. This has been a down year. I'm gonna just assume that he gonna figure it out. I'm gonna just assume that that's something that they can fix this year.
Okay.
And we know what kind of weapon he is, and that helps. I think offensively,
We know what kind of weapon he was.
I'm gonna just say it's just something going on. He gonna be good though. That's my hope. That's what I'm assuming. So with that, I think, offensively, I think they'll be able to still do enough. Like they don't want to play the Steelers. I'll be honest, they don't want to play the Steelers. But I think outside of that, they can they match up decently enough with other teams to be okay. So I'm gonna just say slightly. Justin Tucker does have to get it together. I hope he has I have a hard time believing that he's going, we get to playoff time and we need him. He's going to fold, man. He's not going to fold. And I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think
that's
they
certainly
turn the corner.
one area that's, maybe most likely to possibly turn around, but that secondary and those penalties, I don't know about those. We'll see. We'll see. They'll need to if they want to beat the Chiefs. And then what happened again? Derrick Henry only 13 carries.
But that's getting away from the identity. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but that can be
Getting too
fixed.
cute.
That can be fixed. We'll see. I'm not sleeping on the Ravens, man. Trust. You got Lamar.
All right. I'm just saying, I'm concerned. Those were concerning stats I just laid out.
They were bad. Really bad.
Can't get off the field on third down. Can't stop the pass.
They make a lot of splash plays.
Dead last. And passing yards allowed.
That's not
second
the
most passing
TDs.
But it's not the recipe. Like you said, it's not the recipe.
But yeah, that man. Speaking of that man, speaking of the quarterback position, we have something that we really do want to talk about today. And the question is, it relates to something we talked about earlier with Anthony Richardson in the quarterback position. Do you think that we're putting too much pressure on these quarterbacks in the NFL to win games for you?
Oh yeah, 100%. When you look at it, like especially in football, it's 11 on 11. You need every person to do their job, and there's only but so many, so much money to give out, so many spots to give out. So, like the quarterback position is important, obviously, but like you look at Joe Burrow, who's putting up insane numbers this year, leading the league in passing, 27-4 touchdown interception ratio. And like I think the team's 0-4 when he has 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, which is insane. So clearly his play doesn't mean anything, and they're 4-7 struggling. And then you look at, Sam Darnold, who nobody was really high on him coming into the season, but he comes in, he's got some good coaching, he's got a complete team around him, good run game, offensive line, defense, some weapons, and you got an 8-2 team with Sam Darnold leading the charge. He's like, I think Joe Burrow leads the league in QBR. Sam Darnold's 19th. You got Jared Goff on the 9-1 Lions, 14th in QBR. Justin Herbert, it's like 18th in QBR, 7-3. Like the NFC South leading Falcons, their quarterback 16th in QBR. Hey, winning games though, winning enough games to lead their division. That's what I'm saying. So like, you gotta put talent. You gotta put talent around these guys. And I was doing some digging earlier, and since 2011, only, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 5 quarterbacks have made it to the Super Bowl when they've been top 5 in salary. that would be, and only 2 won. Mahomes in 2022, and then Brady and Eli were 2 and 3 in 2011, and obviously they met in the Super Bowl and Eli won that one.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning 2013 lost, Mahomes 2020 lost. So, I mean, it's hard enough to get there when you're making top 5 money, let alone win the whole thing. And then when you're looking at, the top 5 quarterbacks who, took up the most percentage of the cap, only one won it, and that was Mahomes. So clearly he's just an anomaly. But everybody else, Matt Ryan in 2016, he lost, Mahomes 2020, and then Peyton 2013. So, just statistically speaking, it's really hard to win a Super Bowl when your quarterback is commanding so much money and you can't use that to flesh out the rest of the roster. It takes a lot to win a Super Bowl. It takes luck. It takes health. It takes a deep roster because injuries are just bound to happen. You have to be good in all phases, good coaching. So it's just it's crazy when we look at these quarterbacks, and when a team is having a down season, we go straight to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is a franchise guy making top money, if their team isn't winning, we're going straight to him, and all eyes are on him. And look, quarterback is still definitely the most important position, but you need more to win. You look at the top 10 teams in rushing this year, 9 out of the 10 teams are either going to make the playoffs or going to be in that top wild card spot. You look at points allowed, 9 of the 10 teams got winning records. It goes hand in hand. You got to have a complete team. You got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to play defense. You can't just win in one phase. It's just not going to happen. So we put a lot of pressure. QB wins are not a stat. Doesn't exist. It's a team effort. It's a team effort.
Yeah. Football is the ultimate team sport, right? When you get into the intricacies of football, the detail of football, how easily one person being an inch or two off can mess up the entire operation of your offense, the entire operation of your defense. And then to single out one individual person for the rise and the fall of your team every single time is absolutely absurd. You think about it, we talk about anomalies, right? The Tom Brady's, we talk about the Pat Mahomes. These are great quarterbacks, but they also have very, 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 very good teams around, very good coaches. There are very few really bad coaches that have Super Bowls.
Mike
I'm going to say that. I'm just going to leave it there. But you think about the teams that win them, all phases. Just think about teams that have won Super Bowls recently, how they've won that Super Bowl, right? Just has Patrick Mahomes just had Super Bowl explosion after Super Bowl explosion. You look at the Tampa Bay team that beat Pat Mahomes with Tom Brady on that team, over 40. Tom didn't do nothing the whole playoffs. He took care of the football, whatever. We talk about Tom, but the Buccaneers defense had to take another step, right? Leonard Fournette had to come on the scene as being able to run the football, right? You had Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski. These are team elevators, right? That's how guys, you talk about Sam Darnold, that's how he can be 8-2 right now, because it's I have the number one receiver in the NFL. I have one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. They're making my job very, very easy. These are the same players. When you talk about Sam Darnold coming from the Jets and then going to the Panthers and now coming here, and it's he don't look that much different as far as what he's doing, but he looks more comfortable. He looks more confident, right? They don't need Sam Darnold to be, he's the number one pick, and he better win me this game, even though we were the number one pick, because we won 2 games last season and nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? This it's a reason.
Not everyone can go out there and throw for 350, 400, 4 touchdowns and, overcome a bad defense, a bad offensive line, a bad run game, bad coaching.
You said Joe Burrow, that's a prime example. What else could Joe Burrow physically do? What else could he give you? One man can only give you so much on the football field. And you can't, what's he supposed to do?
Quarterbacks are some of the most intelligent people in the world. The way they have to dissect and, read defenses and make quick reads. But they're not miracle workers.
Yeah.
You got to help them out. You got to be able to run the football. You know, be able to scheme guys open, and like I said, and you know, we used to make fun of the term game manager, but sometimes that's all you need if you can run the football effectively. If you've got a good defense, and you've got a quarterback that's going to take care of the football and
Yeah.
be efficient.
Bro,
You know, Mahomes has won Super Bowls, you know, throwing over the top, and he's won it thinking and dunking and having his defense lead the way. So it works both ways. Obviously, Mahomes is an anomaly in itself, but you know, that's been the formula for years. You know, we rarely have we seen quarterbacks, you know, when it. I mean, you can win a game or two with your arm, but you know, to get there the entire postseason, like it takes an entire team effort.
yeah,
You look at the Eagles when they won, the defense won those, you know, first couple of games, and then Nick Foles just had
yeah.
the 2-game stretch of his life of any quarterback, and you know, took out the Patriots.
Hey, and that's what it takes. Like it's gonna take efforts from multiple individuals on your team for you to win. You can have a quarterback playing the game of his life, but if your receivers, you know, dropping touchdowns, or you know, you can't run the football, like it doesn't matter. Your defense is can't stop a nosebleed. I mean, we just talked about Lamar and the Ravens. I mean, how many more wins would the Ravens maybe have if they weren't bottom of the league? And they already have a lot of wins. You know what I'm saying? We could be talking about these teams up there with being undefeated if they had a defense that was doing something, right? Pat Mahomes is not having the best season we've ever seen Pat Mahomes have, but that team is playing great, right? You lose Isaiah Pacheco, you come back with Kareem Hunt, and you didn't lose a beat. The defense is playing how they're playing. It's like, oh, okay, like we can afford for Pat to go through some slumps, right? Pat can have a couple bad series because all phases are playing well, including the kicking game. We're talking about that stuff too with, you know, with the Ravens. So it's like, you know, it matters. If you want to win a Super Bowl, all phases got to win you game. Nope, I don't know how many Super Bowls have been won where it was just lopsided in
It's
terms of
great.
what you
It's
get.
great to have a franchise quarterback and, you know, be able to build off of that. But a lot of times you got to capitalize, you know, early in their career, or you know, they've got to be you know, willing to take less money to help the team out. You know, a friendly home discount here and there.
Yeah,
Like I was looking through all the salaries, and rarely did I see Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. Rarely did I see his name in the top
because
5,
he
and
knew. He knew.
he probably should have been and could have been, you know, along with Peyton at that time, you know, 1 and 2 for that entire decade. So the importance of, you know, being able to flesh out the roster and have a good team around you, because you need everyone.
Yeah, yeah. It's not going. You sending a quarterback into nothing is not going to make them look better. You know, you put trash around trash. You got a bunch of trash around, and you
Like, look at
throw a
these
little diamond
names.
chain in
It's
there.
literally just Mahomes, Peyton, Brady, and Eli that have made it to the Super Bowl with a top 5 salary. Like,
And
outside of Eli,
these are all time greats.
outside of Eli, we're talking about
Yeah,
possibly
right,
the 3 greatest of all
right.
time.
All time greats, exactly.
Like, it's just not sustainable for
It's
everyone.
crazy talk. It's crazy talk. Stop
It's
ruining the
levels to this.
quarterback position. Stop ruining the quarterback position, man. The media is killing that stuff.
Don't blame the
Man.
quarterback, blame the organization. I doesn't say don't blame the quarterback at all.
Yeah,
Sometimes they can just be trash, but like,
but
we
usually,
thought Sam Darnold was trash. We thought Jared Goff was trash. Like,
keep not trying to say Baker
just put some good
Mayfield, but
talent
it's all
around
right.
them.
You're going to say Baker Mayfield before we move on.
I mean, I felt like I brought him up before. Like, he in a good situation, got to a good situation, showed he could be a good quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Not with that defense he's got around
Yeah,
him.
not on
That's
that,
all I can say.
not with that defense.
Sorry, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But man, let's look ahead, brother. Week 12 is upon us. Got some interesting games, man. First thing I want to talk about the the Niners are facing off with the Green Bay Packers this week, man. Are the Niners done? Is their season over officially if
I'm
they
not gonna
lose
say
this game?
I'm not gonna say they're done, but they really can't afford uh many more losses. I wouldn't completely write them off if they lost to the Packers. But then they'd have to. Then they got the Bills the week after that
Yeah, the
at
back end of that
Buffalo.
schedule,
That's
they got
rough.
Bills, they got
Detroit's on that schedule as well.
Detroit, and they got 2 divisional games. You got to play the Rams and you
Like,
got to play the Cardinals. That's not going to be a cakewalk. Both
they'd have
teams
to
are.
win at worst 4 out of those 5. Could Brock Purdy and McCaffrey, could they pull it off? Maybe. It's not likely, but I'm not going to completely write them off just because they do have those division games. Seattle and Arizona still up and down. I think they got another one against the Rams as
They
well.
do. Yeah.
So those are 2 big ones. The NFC West has a bunch of division games. Within all those teams have a bunch of division games down the stretch. So, Arizona could have a tough stretch and slip up, and then that last game of the season will be important. Seahawks. Every team in that division has been up and down. I mean, everyone except the Cardinals lead it at 6-4. Everyone else is 5-5. So, it's been up and down, and who's to say who's gonna run away with it? Cardinals look pretty good right now, but they're really inconsistent too. So, who knows? It'll come down. They're gonna need some help. That's the only thing. They don't control their own destiny.
Yeah.
So they will need some division games to go their way, and they're gonna have to win. 4 out of 6, 5 out of 6, to possibly make the playoffs. Because I don't think they're gonna get it. I don't think they can get a wild card. There's probably gonna be 2 coming out of the NFC North. The North. Packers, Lions, Vikings.
Yeah.
So
that's 2 wild card teams. Yeah.
Yeah. So division might be the only way. So it's definitely an uphill battle, but not completely writing them off. I wouldn't be shocked if they somehow found their way into the postseason.
All right. We're gonna see. I don't know, man. I feel like even if they do make it through,
it's not the same 49ers team. But
yeah, no, it's not. They missing Ayuk bad. The defense isn't. They got Fred Warner making up for a lot of mistakes over there. That's all I can tell you.
It's more so I'm just not putting all my faith into the rest of that division.
Yeah. No, I understand. The Cardinals are a surprise. Funny surprise. All right, so we got the Bills, man. They off this week. Those Steelers got the Thursday night game against the Browns, divisional game against that man Jameis. At this point, man, looking at the new look AFC, do we have a new team to beat in the AFC between the Bills and the Steelers? Are we still rolling with the Chiefs?
I mean, I think I'm still rolling with the Chiefs until somebody beats them. But I mean, if you ask me right now, I think the Bills, they're playing the best of any team in the AFC. I think I like them. I trust their offense a bit more than the Steelers. At this point, Steelers defense has been terrific all season. If the Bills get Matt Milano back, I think their defense is going to get better. Offensively, Steelers haven't really turned the ball over. They've been running the ball a little bit better. I talked about how much better their passing attack has been since Russ took over. But I just think the Bills are a bit better at finishing off drives. A lot more efficient in the red zone. Steelers 30th in red zone efficiency at this point in the season. So I just think I trust the Bills offense a little more right now.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Bills as well. I just think that they have their team is better suited to make this run as opposed to the Steelers. You're talking about efficiency, right? I mean, I think the Steelers will definitely have they're going to make a run. But as far as what team I'm rolling with right now, that's hot. I think the Bills right now, they have to see the Chiefs. The way they've been playing as of late, I'm kind of rolling with the Bills. I feel like I like Josh. I told you sold me on him early. He sold, but I think that I like that Bills offense. Is Keon Coleman coming back anytime soon?
I hope so.
I know he's been out, but he was just coming on. For him to get injured,
he was picking it up.
He did. Hey, they got another gear. Amari Cooper's only played 2 games, I think. Then he played last week, and then he might play 3 games so far. But yeah, man, they look good now. I think they're gonna get the Chiefs a run. Pat Mahomes doesn't.
They've been running the football well.
Hey, I like James Cook. And they got the young guy, Ray Davis, I think his name is.
Yep.
The rookie. Hey, he's pretty nice, man.
Nice
Look at
1-2
you,
punch,
man.
and then you got Josh.
Look at you.
They might come through for me one year.
It better be this year.
We'll see.
They your second team for a reason.
I don't know if they're my second team.
You sure? I feel like you told me that.
I don't think I ever told you that.
All right, we'll see. I heard it before.
I just think they're one of the best teams every year. They just so happen to fall short. And then everyone's just
Every
like, oh,
year?
your team lost. And I'm just like, I'm sorry that I just thought they were going to win. I didn't say I was rooting for them.
So you're not rooting for them.
I'm not rooting for them.
You don't watch
I just
football
think
no more.
I think they got a shot.
I like.
I don't.
I think they. Hey,
I still watch football, just not
they my
when
favorites.
Dallas plays.
We did good. We haven't talked about them today.
Let's keep that going.
Oh, we got a matchup between the Harbaughs, man. First time these guys matching up since the Super Bowl when the Ravens and the Niners faced off. Jim's coming back from Michigan. His Chargers. We talked about him earlier. Justin Herbert's playing well. The defense looks really good. And then you got your Ravens coming off his loss. At this point of the season, legacies, whatever you want to put into it, playoff race, all things considered, what does this game mean? Both teams.
I don't think it really means much other than a Ravens team that needs a win after a tough division loss, trying to keep pace with the Steelers. So big opportunity for them to just kind of get back on track and clean up some things. And then, if you're the Chargers, another opportunity just to, show some people how bright the future is. Harbaugh's, we know they're not necessarily contenders this year, but we see that they're building something. And, if they can get Herbert some more pieces, we see them building an offensive line, just the philosophy in which they play, defense playing outstanding, taking up after their head coach. So, just another chance to, really prove how much better they've gotten with Harbaugh there. And then, for the Ravens, this game will come down to, I guess, really who's more desperate and who needs it more. Ravens could use one to keep pace. And then, Broncos are kind of right behind the Chargers, in that wild card race. So, big game for both teams, just in terms of, standings wise. So
with a win here for the Chargers, say the Chargers win, what do you think their ceiling is this season as far as, obviously, no.
A wild card loss.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to? I mean, it is. I didn't really expect them. I didn't really have them as a possible playoff team this year.
Have they looked better than you expected?
Yeah, much better. I didn't expect the defense to be giving up 14 points a game. I'm not surprised Herbert isn't necessarily lighting it up with his arm, given, the receivers and, how his coach likes to play running the football. But it's been a winning formula. Just don't think they have enough to compete with the big dogs yet.
See, I wonder, because a lot of arguments are about Justin Herbert being, above certain quarterbacks or whatever around the league, what tier he's in. And I'm curious because when I ask you what their ceiling is, I'm wondering, like, is Herbert one of those quarterbacks that we talked about earlier, that pressure that we have pressure on? Is there pressure on him to be a playoff team, right? Like, the Chargers were a pretty good team historically. Herbert, if we consider him a top, 7, 8?
I mean, back when they had Eckler in his prime and Keenan Allen.
All right, so we've taken the pressure. We've taken that off of him.
I mean, for me this year, I wasn't expecting much because I was looking at the weapons and I didn't really see the weapons. Now they're playing a lot better than I expected, but still going into the playoffs, am I supposed to expect him to go on the road and go to a Kansas City or a Buffalo or a Pittsburgh and get a win?
With that defense and the expectations
I
and
mean,
what we say of
yeah,
Justin Herbert, I'm like, realistically, like, should we not be considering him something?
I guess they could beat Houston if they matched up with Houston. Maybe if they were lucky enough to get Houston, I could. That's a matchup they could
Terrible.
win. Like,
I mean, I didn't say I disagree with you. I'm just
they
wondering
they
because
not up there with the big dogs yet. So if they got to run
I
into one
have
of
people
them.
been arguing about Herbert all day in some messages about him being above certain guys and whatever the case is. So I'm like, if that's the case, why are his team's expectations so low? That's why I wanted to ask.
Because the rest of the team wasn't all the way there.
Okay.
Did you expect this defense to be number one in points allowed this year?
I mean, no. I
Exactly.
expect them to be pretty good though. Got Jim
Offense
Harbaugh.
ain't really lighting it up. They run the ball well. It's a complete team now. I just don't think they.
Harbaugh's done it before.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if Justin Herbert is a
better roster.
top 5 talent, I mean, obviously, yes, the roster could be better. The weapons are not great. I mean, Quentin Johnson, their number one receiver.
I'm just not trusting that come playoff time.
Okay.
But like I said, they're building something.
I agree with you. I like that. It's time for the pick 'em now. Unfortunately, I have allowed you to catch me. After a mistake pick, I let you force me into picking the Niners because I wanted you to feel good about yourself. And the problem is now you're 7-4 and I'm 8-3, and I can't lose.
Let's get it.
I want to see. You went weak last week, bro.
I went weak.
You picked the Dolphins.
The 3-win Dolphins. The 3-win Dolphins.
The Raiders are terrible, and they wanted to lose. I don't know what to think about.
Oh, I think I got a good one this week. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on the Giants. That would be smart, but I ain't that smart. I think I already picked KC. Ooh, yeah. Go ahead and take the Commanders this week.
You are sick.
Go ahead, get the Commanders.
You can't do that, though.
Why can't I?
Sick. All right, go ahead.
I haven't picked them all year.
Who do the Commanders play this week now?
A team that we don't speak about on these airwaves. It's gonna be a tough game, but like division opponent. You know how those go. You picked a division game last week,
and you're right.
Yeah, it's tough when you picked all the good teams already.
I have not actually. I have not. And all the times I have picked a good team, they lose. I can't. Have I used them? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I might not have been strategic about this, huh?
Nope. I told you, just wait. I told you just to wait.
You did.
This was not over by a long shot.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for me. It's slow for me. Real slow. I'm gonna trust him. Best team in the league. I guess Anthony Richardson, right? What could go wrong?
I knew you were about to do that. I was looking at your list. I'm like, wait, did he pick the Lions? Because I knew you were about to go for the Lions.
I don't have much left. I'm gonna take the Lions.
Yeah, please do.
Over the Colts. I mean, I wanted to take the Bucks, but
I cool. Just now I'm gonna get you.
This would be a very Lions thing to do. To lose this.
You ain't got no more Lions, no more Ravens, no more Bills. Yeah, buddy.
Played this smart.
I know I did.
I ran the score on you early though.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We just gotta hold on. Did we put something on this?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I'll start thinking about it.
You tried to put something on it after you was up like 4 games. True. Okay. You tried it.
Oh,
I should have went with it. I should have, but like
you had a chance. You didn't trust yourself.
I just didn't think it would be fair.
Oh, okay. For you?
Because we didn't do it. We didn't do it last year. So I'm just like,
fair. All right, you're right.
I was like, next year
we should wait until it's like even score. Okay.
I mean, it's pretty much even. I already know I'm about to run away with this. But you carry on. You enjoy this little lead you got right now.
I would. Y'all keep track of that, man. He thinks he's gonna catch me, but he's not. But everybody, that's gonna do it for this episode of 2 for 2. That's season 3, episode 67. Had a good time on here talking about it, man. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Touched on some good topics. Look forward to this week. The Bucks are back in action. Nell's picking his team to lose, so it is what it is on that front.
Oh yeah, somebody told me in the comments section I gotta take this drawing down, so I guess I might as well. Yeah,
my boy
my
Walt,
fault.
man. Walt. Oh, I also didn't tell you Walt is also a Cowboys. So he resonates.
All right, that was for you. So you said take it down, and you rocking with the boys. I gotta respect it.
Yes, sir. Thoughts on your Sixers before we go?
No thoughts. Let's go.
All right, thank you. I tried. You saw me?
You tried.
You saw I tried. Okay. All right, but thank y'all for showing love on everything, man. Keep showing love on YouTube, TikTok, the Instagram page, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you consume your 2 for 2. Continue to show love there. Continue to comment on the Instagram page, share it, like it, whatever the case is. Keep doing it. We're going to keep showing love to you all by doing these episodes each and every week. But with that, man, like I said, it's going to do it for season 3, episode 67. Quis and Nelly. We out.